This next story is going to let some of you curmudgeons off the hook. Irritable Male Syndrome. May sound like a joke, but it's a real thing, according to some medical circles. Experts told the Huffington Post that the term refers to a cluster of symptoms that often appear in aging men. We're talking increased irritability, mood swings, and low energy. Those are just some of them. So what do you make of Irritable Male Syndrome?
I love it. Finally, it has a name, because I have been experiencing this. When I was reading this article, I was looking at the symptoms and I was thinking, oh, the boyfriends' names were popping up. I go, oh, that's that guy, and that's that guy, and that's that guy. What's funny about this list of all of these symptoms are these are all the reasons why men historically have prevented women from having certain jobs, because we menstruate and we're too emotional and we're unstable. And it's so interesting to see all of these things. It's like, yeah, you guys have the same thing, but we just call it you having a bad day. So now we actually have a name for it, and men, hopefully they will inform themselves, because we already know that you guys aren't going to the doctors normally. So now you have more information about what's happening to you too. It's not just us going through perimenopause who are going through changes. You guys have changes too. And now we're not calling it a bad day, Jim. Now we know. You have IMS, darling.
Well,
you got IMS.
Well, what was weird is
Jimmy,
like, when I
you got IMS, Jimmy.
When I read the symptoms, I'm like, do I have irritable male syndrome too?
Yeah.
Like,
You've got a
I
male
felt
in your
the same way.
Yeah.
Because I've had it, but then the subtitle and title of the article really was like a word salad on my brain, because it's like they're calling it an actual condition, but there is no clinical diagnosis. And I was like, well, what? And to wrap your head around that, it means that yes, many men experience these symptoms, and that matters, but no, there isn't a recognized diagnosis with, you know, sort of determined tests and criteria. And I thought, well, that's kind of ironic. That's kind of like equality right there, because if we know the majority of medical testing over the last 50 years has been done on men, so you would think something like this, every single dollar would have been thrown in it to give it that clinical sort of stamp of approval, but it hasn't been. So I
give it a minute.
Can't we just call it like getting older syndrome, and it's
That's
genderless?
what I thought.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I thought, because to me this is nothing new. It used to be called andropause, or it still is called andropause, which was supposedly the kind of equivalent of perimenopause, which obviously there are differences, but those symptoms are very overlapping to many of the things that women go through, and some of it's attributed to declining testosterone or hormone levels, but I think the bigger culprit is just grief. It is that you're grieving. As we get older, it's like, oh, my hair doesn't look the same, my body doesn't look the same, my penis isn't working the same, not mine, but like
yours is great. Yours is fine.
Yeah, mine's fine. But I think that it's just our bodies changing, whether you have a male, female, it doesn't matter what kind of body you have. As your body changes, you experience grief, and that grief leads to irritability, mood changes, anxiety, all these different things. So maybe we should just not make it gendered at all and just call it what it is. It is aging grief, and we need to learn to manage it.
I think the only difference for that is if we do put a title on it, which, you know, I don't know where I land on this, but, you know, because you guys know I'm a menopause advocate, and a lot of people who are trying to make equivalencies with menopause, I'm going to tell everybody, don't do that. Menopause and andropause are not the same thing. If you were born with ovaries, 100% of us are going to go through menopause. Not all men go through andropause. It's actually a small portion of men. So we can't say we're all going to go through it. However, we are all going to get older, God willing, if you're celebrating those milestone birthdays, right? And so I think there is something in midlife that is very unique to all people, in the sense that midlife is where, a menopause expert said this to me, the way that you've been living your life catches up to you in midlife. Mentally and physically. And there's so many shifts. Listen, the back nine is ahead of us. Most of your life is behind you. That is sad for all of us, but also there's a mental component to that, and that's what we don't talk about enough with men. They're not going to the doctor enough. However, the only thing I'm going to caution with this is not an excuse for me to continue to take care of you, but rather, men, finally for you to get into the driver's seat of taking care of yourself, maybe for the first time. So prioritize your physical and mental health. I don't want to take care of you. I'm going through menopause. I don't want to take care of you, okay?